Country Cooking. My name is Kay Vandervorst. I work with Valley, and I'm here on behalf of our host, Mary Wiest. We wish her the best as she continues her fight. Joining me today is George Moore from Hosmer. He's our infamous guest chef who will be helping us out today and sharing some of his favorite Christmas and holiday recipes. So thank you for joining us, and we'll get started. The first thing we want to talk about today is a recipe for white chili. It's that time of year, and especially this year, where it's kind of chilly out, and chili is good when it's chilly.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so we're going to try something different. Instead of the regular chili that's made with ground beef and kidney beans, we're going to do a white chili. And the white chili features chicken. It has some hash brown potatoes, or actually they're called O'Brien potatoes. They do have a little bit of green pepper and red pepper and onion in, so we're going to add those. A couple variety of beans and a few other ingredients. So first of all, the chicken breasts, it calls for 2 pounds of chicken cut up and fried. So we're just going to go ahead and prep this, and we'll be back in just a minute. And we're back. So what we've done is we've cut up and cut into small chunks our 2 pounds of chicken. And I'm going to give that to George, and he's going to go ahead and start getting that fried up for us.
You have about a tablespoon of oil in here?
You added about a tablespoon of oil just so we don't scorch it too badly. We want the chicken to be nice and tender because, of course, we're making chili. So along with that, we are going to add a little bit of onion and a little bit of green pepper and a little bit of red pepper. The potatoes themselves came with a little bit added, but because it's the holiday season, we're going to make it a little bit more festive by adding a little bit of extra stuff here.
I have to learn again. A new stove, guys.
Here you go. We'll get that added. And then we're going to get the rest of the ingredients prepared. So we are going to include 1 can of cream of chicken soup.
I don't know what they're making, but I'll tell you what, it really smells good in the house here.
We're just getting started. Grab my smaller spatula. Okay, so we've got the cream of chicken. We are going to add 2 cups of broth, which so nicely comes in a pre-measured container. Doesn't pour very fast though. Okay, so we've added our broth. Next, we're going to add 2 cups of half and half, which again comes in a nice pre-measured container. And this is going to give it the cream base, which is a lot different than most chilies you've probably tried. Along with that, we are going to add our hash brown potatoes. You could also use the southern type potatoes that have the peppers and onions mixed in. Where we picked these up, they just had this style. So we're going to go ahead and use this kind. I did thaw them first so they would kind of cook nicer. I sometimes don't like adding frozen items to what we're making either. Let me get this extra spatula out of here. Okay. We also have 1 can of navy beans and 1 can of Great Northern beans, which I have already rinsed. And we'll add those. And we have a few seasonings we also need to add. So it calls for just some salt to taste. Okay, you can feel free to do this however you want. This is how I do salt to taste. A little bit of pepper to taste. It actually calls for white pepper. Again, that's not part of our ingredients today. We're going to use the black pepper instead because that's what most people will have on hand. Just a small portion. And a little bit of chili pepper. Chili powder. Sorry. I think I am going to pre-measure that one just because I don't want to overdo it. We can always go back and add more once we have a good taste of what it tastes like. So this consists of the base for the soup. We'll wait for our chicken and our peppers to get done and we'll get them added. We're then going to simmer this on low heat because it does have the half and half. We don't want it to get too curdled on the stove. So we're going to watch it closely and stir it as we get this cooked up. You're going to see a nice festive looking dish that you can serve to your guests either on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, or even throughout the holiday season. So that consists of our white chili. We'll be back in just a moment.
Choose your special offer with Valley Cellular. You can either choose from BOGO, where you buy one smartphone for $49 and get the second one for free on certain devices, 3 months of free voice service, or a $100 signing bonus. Valley Wireless is nationwide cellular service with local customer service. Call or stop by today to take advantage of this great offer.
Welcome back to Country Cookin'. So far we've gotten our white chili started on the stove and smelling pretty good. That might be our lunch today.
That smells awesome.
So next we're going to do, it's called bean salsa, and I got this recipe from a real good friend of mine. Every time we went to an event that she was at, she had this awesome, I thought it was a dip, but it's actually called bean salsa, and it actually tastes better after it marinates overnight, so it's very easily something that you could make ahead, throw in the fridge, and take it out when you're ready to serve. So this one's got quite a few ingredients in. We're going to get the dressing cooking first, and it's not stuffing.
Doesn't go with the chili?
No, it doesn't go with the chili. This dressing is we're gonna cook it and then pour it over top of the beans and the other ingredients to make the marinade. So first of all, it calls for 1 cup of oil. And you may need to adjust some of this a little bit depending on how many veggies you actually have. There's been times where I know I'm going to have a big crowd where I'll actually double this recipe, which makes a very large amount.
You can double this one without a problem?
You can double this one without a problem.
Nice to know, because some recipes you can't double.
No. Sometimes they turn into
surprises.
Something they're not.
Surprises.
Okay, so we have 1 cup of oil. We have 1/2 cup of vinegar. I have a simple dressing that I do on a lot of my summer salads. That's just equal parts of vinegar and sugar and oil. Yeah. And it's not actually a cooked dressing, but it goes very nice. It's kind of refreshing during the summertime.
Have you tried with put it in a potato salad?
I have not. That one I've usually done with pasta and veggies.
My wife does that.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
I was thinking, oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the salad dressings and stuff.
Okay, so we have 1/2 cup of vinegar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Again, I'm going to kind of just eyeball that because that's how I cook.
You'd flunk Mary's class in a hurry.
Would I?
Oh gosh.
I have to measure.
Hey, I was impressed. The last show, she did not measure one thing. She actually guessed. I was so proud of her.
I guess it's because I never have a clean set of measuring spoons when I need to measure. So
just extra work.
It is. See, that works just as well. Okay, so I added 1/2 teaspoon salt according to my standards, 1/4 teaspoon pepper. It also calls for 1 tablespoon of Tabasco. I think that's a tablespoon.
Yeah, right now.
Okay, we're good with that. And 1 teaspoon of cumin. Again, this is kind of a strong spice. I didn't realize until I had made this recipe the first time. So that looks like about a teaspoon, right?
You want to kick up your chili, just add cumin to it.
Oh boy.
Kicks it up another notch.
Okay. And let's see. We have 1/2 cup of sugar. So we're going to add a little bit more. This is a 1/3 cup here. Okay, we're going to add a little bit more sugar to that one. We mismeasured on that one. So we're going to stir this up. We're going to cook it until the sugar dissolves. And then we're going to come back and pour it over the rest of our ingredients here. So we'll be right back. We're back. The second recipe we're doing today is for bean salsa. It's just a nice side dish to have when you're having an informal event or a little get-together or a holiday party. It's very festive looking too, so that's kind of nice. So what we're going to do first of all is we are going to add 1 can of white choux-peg corn. This is a little bit hard to find, so if it's something you think you're going to pick up on the day you're going to make the recipe, probably not going to happen. These have all been pre-drained and rinsed as well. So our 1 can of shoe-peg corn. We are going to add 1 can of pinto beans, again pre-rinsed and drained. We are going to add 1 can of black beans, again pre-rinsed and drained. And 1 can of black-eyed peas, pre-rinsed and drained. Okay, along with that, we are going to add some celery, and it does call for 1 cup. This is probably just a little bit more. What's nice about this recipe is you can kind of just add what you have on hand. If you have enough to do 1 cup, if it's not quite a cup, it's probably fine, because some of your other ingredients are probably going to make up for that difference. So we're also going to add 1 cup of chopped red onion. Okay. And we also have a combination of peppers here. There's yellow peppers, red peppers, orange peppers, and green peppers. You're going to want to chop them fine enough so that when you take a dip full of, or a chip with dip on, that you don't have big chunks. You want it to be kind of a smaller, fine type dressing. It's also going to work really good with the marinade when the pieces are smaller too. How's our dressing coming, George?
Doing good.
Okay.
It hasn't burned yet.
Good. Fire alarm would be going off if you did, so.
See, I can multitask. I can stir the chili while I do the dressing.
There you go.
That's about the extent of it, though.
That's okay. This recipe is really easy to put together. You know, the hardest part is probably getting all your ingredients chopped. You can use, I know I have a Pampered Chef chopper that I use occasionally as well. If I'm in a hurry to get it done, but just wanted to give you an idea on the size of the pieces here. Okay, so we have our orange, our red, our green pepper, which most of it has been pre-chopped here. See how nice and full this bowl is? You're gonna go, oh my gosh, that's a lot of dressing. But by the time you put the marinade on and it kind of cooks overnight, now not literally cooks, but marinates overnight, it's probably gonna be maybe half this much when you look at it in the morning, and you'll think, what happened to it? Somebody ate it. So we're just gonna give it a nice stir, get everything mixed together. See how pretty and festive looking the combination is? Peppers, onions, beans. So once everything is stirred up real well, we'll wait for our dressing to get done.
Sugar's melted.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and again with the dressing, we used oil, sugar, vinegar, salt, pepper, Tabasco, and some cumin. And the recipe says just to boil it until the sugar is dissolved.
Is that okay?
Perfect. So we're going to go ahead and just pour that on top. Beautiful. And we'll just give it another stir. You would think it would have an oily consistency, but it really doesn't after it marinates overnight. It's just a really nice salsa. It has a little bit of a bite to it from the Tabasco. Maybe not quite as much if you actually measure the Tabasco, but we're going to let this sit for a while, and later on in the show we'll show you what it looks like when we're ready to serve. So this is our bean salsa. Very easy recipe to put together for all of your holiday parties. We'll be back in just a minute.
Valley Telecommunications, the home team advantage.
This is the team you want on your side.
Taking you to the future with hometown pride.
Broadband, TV, phone services too.
Bringing the latest technology home to you. Valley Telecommunications, the home team advantage.
And welcome back. This is our holiday show. Today we're doing different recipes that could be used for your holiday entertaining needs, either Christmas Eve or a holiday party you might have. And our guest again today is George Moore from Hosmer. he is going to make for us his George's Ranch ham roll-up recipe. And we have a cute little twist on this. With being the holiday season, we're going to try to make a tree out of it too.
See, they fooled me again. They're getting artistic. They know I don't have any of that in my body.
Okay, so we're going to let George get started on his ham roll-ups.
Basically, what this is just kind of a spin-off of a different one where we used a little can, deviled ham.
Okay.
So we just kind of grew from there.
Okay.
But it's just 2 packs of cream cheese, 2 tablespoons of salad dressing, 2 tablespoons sour cream, 1 tablespoon yellow mustard, and just a package of dry ranch, which is optional if you don't want it. Just adds a little flavor. But you really don't need to put it in if you don't want to. And I do an easy way. I mix the stuff in my food processor. Anyway, all these recipes are on what, Valley's webpage?
You go to the video page and then there's a
See, I don't-
sidebar that says...
Santa's old. Santa don't know this stuff.
Well, we'll have to give Santa a few lessons.
Yeah, he needs it once in a while too. Okay, we're going to do 2 tablespoons of salad dressing. As you can see, I cheat.
Oh, there is no exact science to measuring.
No,
Okay,
never.
we
Never,
won't tell
never.
Mary.
Sour cream. Since we're going to do this and not make a cheese log out of it, I'm going to try to make it a little runnier. 1 mustard. This you have to be careful. You can overdo it with the yellow mustard. I suppose a guy could use brown mustard, a poupon or whatever.
I will take that for you.
And now I'm going to try to mix it, see what happens.
Make sure you got the cover on.
It's the only way it works. Sometimes it takes a little work.
I have a food processor.
Especially when you look outside and you see how cold it is, you know the cream cheese is going to need a little help.
I have a food processor, but I'm not sure where it is. So George brought his with today.
Usually it goes a little quicker, but that's fine. We have all kinds of time. I think, don't we?
We do.
You know, we get paid so much here. That they don't mind if we waste a little time.
You can't put a timer on good cooking.
No. Unless you put it in the oven.
There you go.
Yeah. We'll get it somehow, somewhere. Unfortunately, I haven't done this recipe in a while. It got to be a tradition at the bank. That used to be some of my Christmas presents for the girls. It's one of these.
There's a different recipe that I make a lot that has just sour cream and the Fiesta Ranch dip
Yeah.
with just chopped olives and cheese. And you just basically do the same thing. You mix it all together and spread it out on the tortillas. It's a really quick, easy one. This one has a lot of ingredients, yummy ingredients, so I'm guessing this one's going to have a little bit more flavor.
Yeah. And a lot of times I like to use green onion with it, but we'll pass. Mine in the garden were covered. I couldn't find them.
Because we had this early snowfall. We're just not used to that.
It does make it seem more like Christmas.
It does. I'm kind of getting in the mood.
I won't tell you, at my house I got stuff up already.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll take that.
I want this. Now we have it hopefully mixed. You can tell it's cool outside. It's a little thicker.
And we've even had that thawing for a while. So.
Yes. but it is, I don't know, what is it, 15 outside maybe?
I'm not even sure.
Degrees? I don't know. And then we're going to add some chopped black olives. I mean, you guys can add whatever you like to this.
That was half a can. We did half a can.
Okay. And then we have 6 to 10 ounces of chopped ham. Now, if you really want to get fancy, smoked salmon during Lent is awesome in here. And if you really want to go crazy in the summertime, dice in tomatoes and basil instead of the
Ooh.
chopped ham. Oh, that is good, but it's a lot of work to.
I bet bacon added to that would be really good too. Kind of like a
I-
BLT.
a lot of times I'll just roll it in bacon. Well, I'll make a cheese log out of it, and then I'll just roll it.
In the chopped bacon.
Yeah. And then we give that a good mix, and then we're going to add, it's one package, right?
Yep, it's 8 ounces, 2
Cheddar.
cups of shredded cheddar.
Yep. We might have to cook this to spread.
Would you rather have a spoon?
Nope. I think this will work. I'll just work it. Usually I use my hands, but I didn't want to show
Oh.
it.
Smells good.
And then, I suppose we should add this.
Ranch.
Since you bought it, we should add the ranch dressing. And you can use part of the package, the whole package, none of the package, whatever. But if you're like I am, I like ranch dressing. It just adds a whole different flavor. And usually when you have for the holidays, you want something with a little bit of kick because you ate too many cookies anyway.
You know, and
Things like
that's
that.
and that's what's kind of nice about all the recipes on today's show is they're all what we consider our zesty recipes as opposed to the ones packed with sugar. Those will come in the next episode.
What do you mean, sugar? Sugar's good for you.
Okay, George.
Try a little.
That's very good.
Okay, now we have it mixed. And now the fun begins. We're
Okay.
going to take tortilla shells. Right? That's what they're called.
Yep. We bought
Well, these are
the
spinach.
we bought the green ones for Christmas. We thought we'd get a little bit festive. Do you wanna?
Yep, that'll work. And you just take that.
Do you want a butter knife or?
I'm gonna try this. See?
Okay.
And you just, you gotta holler when I do things wrong. Lisa's so scared back there. I just hope we're not embarrassing Mary too much yet. There, now I can use this. Maybe I can get this out.
It is a little thick.
Yeah, that's okay. It's a cold day. Then you know it's good. It's not going to be rancid or bad. Won't kill you.
I hope not.
Won't get you sick. And you spread it around on here. Well, we're going to try to spread it around here. Boy, see, like I told you, I'm not artistic. I can't do pretty things.
Here, let me do pretty things.
Did you see how that worked?
Oops, that one I just slid around. How's that one looking?
That looks good.
Okay.
And then you take it and you roll it up. And then basically, we're not going to have time, but you're supposed to put it in the fridge overnight. And then later, we'll
Slice
show
it.
you later, we'll slice it. You got a quick fillet knife?
I have a sharp knife.
You do.
I do.
Okay. Anyway, that's all there is to this. Should we slice one to show?
You know what? I think what we're going to do is we're going to refrigerate that a little
Okay.
bit just so we get a nice
Okay.
cut on it. So we're going to take a quick break and we will be back.
Keep up to date with all the latest news and offers from Valley and get in on some fun contests and giveaways. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook.
Welcome back to Country Cooking. On today's show, we're doing several items that could be used for your holiday parties or entertaining during the holiday season.
Or all
And-
year long.
Or all year long. Yep, these are kind of, some of these have a little bit of festive flair to it, which
Yeah.
makes it kind of look nice.
But
this
you
time
can
of
always
year.
be festive.
You can always be festive. So the next thing we're going to do is a cheese ball, and we have a little Pinterest idea for you at the end. So we're just going to mix this up and we'll get it cooling so that we can make some pretties at the end. So this recipe calls for 2 packages of cream cheese. And what I found before I add the shredded cheddar is I found that it's easier to mix this first and then add the cheddar in because you want it to be a nice smooth consistency. Okay, so we have our cream cheese blended. I'm going to add, this is just over a cup of shredded cheddar. The recipe calls for a cup. I kind of tend to go a little bit generous on that. So I'm going to get that mixed in. Maybe.
As you
Cream
can see,
cheese
it's
is
just
nice
chili.
and
Yeah.
firm today.
I'm trying to figure out how they got it out of the package without leaving any in. Santa needs lessons. There you go.
Okay, so we have that mixed. It also calls for a 1/4 cup chopped onion, which we've already done. Okay. It also calls for, this is 1/4 cup chopped pimento. And it also calls for 1/4 cup chopped green pepper. This might be a little generous, but that's okay. As far as our seasonings, we are going to add 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce.
I suppose if you want to really make it festive, you could put in some orange and yellow and red peppers with it.
We could.
Ooh. If you can find them.
Yeah.
Mine in the garden are buried.
We should have had all that stuff out of the garden.
I did. The peppers I did. They did good this year. I had enough to give away to lots of people.
Okay, and 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. Oops. I'm also going to add just a dash of salt and pepper. Okay, we're going to get this all mixed up. Okay,
Mary would let you hear it.
really?
You left some.
Oh, well, we'll get it off. Okay, so this is our party cheese ball. We're going to get this chill, and then we're going to have a little fun with it. So we'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back to Country Cookin'. Today we're featuring recipes that could be used for holiday entertaining. And sometimes you may have guests drop in and you look around your kitchen and think, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So this one really isn't a recipe, it's more of a quick tip, an easy tip to come up with something kind of elegant in a hurry. It's just shrimp cocktail. You go to the restaurant, you pay quite a bit of money for shrimp cocktails. So you can do this at home. You just need to purchase some frozen tail-on shrimp. It needs to be cooked. And you want to make sure that you rinse it really well in cold water to drain. A lot of times when the shrimp are frozen, they're frozen with the water on them and they get kind of a really fishy smell and taste to them. So if you rinse them really good with cold water first, that taste will go away. So today, we're going to use some margarita glasses for our little decorative shrimp fest here. And I'm just using some little condiment cups. And some cocktail sauce, maybe.
There you go.
There we go. You just want to fill them partway full. You could do these if you have more than one table, if you have different serving areas throughout your home, end tables, any little thing like that where people could sit and kind of visit and get together. So what you want to do is you want to take your little condiment cup and stick it right in the center of your margarita glass. You want to take a few little ice cubes, and I bet these are going to be too big. Okay, what I would do, I'm not going to stick them in there, but you'll get the idea. Ice from the bar works really well because it's the smaller little pieces, or you could actually chop it, and had I done that when I took it out of my fridge, but chopped ice works really good. And you're just going to want to take the little shrimp and hang them around the edge on the glass. Isn't that cute?
Yeah, it is.
You can make them full. You know, the more you're going to fit on here. Here.
Oh, thank you.
You want to be artsy?
Yeah, artsy. Yeah, whoopee.
Okay. Usually with a bag, I think you can fill 4 or 5 glasses like this. And this bag is a 16-ounce bag.
You're saying like a pound.
Yep.
It's about as far as my measurements go.
Oops. Okay, so you're going to get all your cute little shrimp hanging on the edge like that. Okay, then you're going to take a lemon.
I'm not going to make mine so full, whatever's left over I'm going to eat.
We didn't have another recipe for shrimp. And you're gonna
Well, I don't care about that,
slice
just for
it.
shrimp.
Okay. Pull these seeds out here. Ooh, this is a nice lemon. And we're going to give it just a little cut along the center, just for a little garnish. Oops, did I squirt you with my lemon?
No,
Okay.
if you would have, I'd have gone home.
So that is our finished one. You don't have to use the lemon, it just adds kind of a nice little garnish. And some people do like lemon with their shrimp. So this is what our finished shrimp cocktail looks like. Something easy. You can have your shrimp cocktail or your shrimp in the freezer. Find out you have company coming, thaw them under cold water, and easily put something like this out. It looks pretty.
Very
It's
pretty.
festive, and it's a really nice appetizer. You could also buy, sometimes the stores will have the pre-made shrimp cocktail platters that come with a little sauce in the middle and the shrimp frozen around the outside. You could actually take those and do the same thing just to make it a little bit more decorative.
But it
and
takes the
pretty.
fun out of it, right?
Well, kind of, yeah. So that's our very easy shrimp cocktail recipe that you can use over the holidays.
Valley Telecommunications is pleased to announce that our Technology Solutions Center is fully stocked and open for business. We have a large selection to meet your wants and needs. Some of the items we currently carry are a variety of corded and cordless phones, different brands of tablets such as Kindle Fires and Apple iPads and all the accessories for them, Telekin computers, Epson and HP printers and ink cartridges, Apple iPods and accessories, office supplies, wireless keyboards and mice, cellular phones and accessories, different types of media storage, cameras, headphones, power strips and surge protectors, and much, much more. You can also get your very own Valley swag. Our prices are reasonable and comparable to any other retail store. If there is something that you want or need that we do not currently carry, please let us know so that we can check into it for you. We accept all major credit cards, cash, or check. Please feel free to stop by our office and check out our new and improved store for all of your technology and day-to-day business needs.
We're just going to finish up here with our ham roll-ups that we made earlier. We rolled them into tortillas, and because of the festive holiday season, we did use some of the green tortillas, which are spinach,
They're good.
I believe.
And I think they might even be good for you so you can eat them.
There you go. Never mind, it's packed with cream cheese and all the
Yeah,
things.
yeah. Yeah, but it does have vegetables.
And this is another one of our little Pinterest ideas. It showed the roll-ups, and you can just kind of create yourself a little type Christmas tree. And we found it's a little bit harder than it looks on paper. You have to do a little bit of rearranging to make them all kind of fit. So here's our little tree. We'll do a little bit more, I think. Tree. Maybe a small one on the top. Or maybe like that. How about that? Okay.
Wow.
So now we have our little black olive decorations. And we're just going to kind of set them, we're going to try to set them on there as little ornaments. And you could, had we been thinking when we talked about this, we could have done little tiny cherry tomatoes or some cute little...
Orange peppers, red peppers.
Yep, but we cut them all up for our bean salsa, so we're out of peppers.
So we have to suffer with
Yep.
little black olives. Oh, that's suffering big time.
So this is our little festive roll-up tree. It makes a nice little addition to your holiday parties. I can try one.
With the olive on, yeah. And if you want to, you can top that with these little rolls. You can top them with fresh mushrooms, cucumbers. The people in Hosmer like it with a little bit of raw onion, real thin on top.
They are very good.
And they last.
You could stick those around the
Yep.
outside.
We can put them in the oven, in the fridge overnight. These actually cut really good for this short a time.
That's because our cream cheese was so nice and firm.
See, I've only done this when it's nicer outside.
So we have some here with the regular tortillas that we did too, which is what the original recipe called for. We kind of improvised with the colored ones. Can I get artsy on you here?
Yes, please.
So we'll do 2 more green ones to cut too.
As you can see, this is fun.
And we chilled these for maybe half an hour.
Yeah.
Like George said, you would, if you wanted to, you could do it overnight.
Easily you can do it overnight. And those that kind of break.
So if you have a tray at the end that only has 4 or 5
Yeah.
on, we know what happened.
If you're doing the cutting, you can kind of arrange some of that.
They do look very festive. I like the green. I'm going to make this for Christmas.
I just do that. Pretty.
I guess if your tree falls over, well, you just have to eat it.
Fast.
I think if I did this again, I would make a wider base.
Yeah.
Because we, right away when I looked at it, I thought, oh my gosh, we're not going to have enough to do this tree
Stuff it with the ends, huh?
in the middle to give it a little bit of support. But, George.
That was crooked.
Okay.
Personally, I like the green ones a little better.
I think I do too.
You can actually taste a little bit of that spinach.
There's that red tortilla wrap that they make too. I wonder if it's not called, is it tomato, sun-dried tomato, I think, or something like that. so you could actually probably do the red and the
What do
green.
you shop in New York?
No, I don't. I just have a knack for finding strange stuff like that because there's always, for those of you that haven't had the chance to discover Pinterest, it's an addiction.
Yeah.
And so I find myself looking at all these things that I could make, and then when you kind of see some of this stuff, it's like, wow,
Good finger food.
if we have any left.
I was running out of room in the cutting board. You were so slow.
Sorry.
I could come up with more excuses than you.
I guess. Okay, so we're just going to kind of fill in these extras around the base here of our little tree. I was trying to alternate them to kind of make the colors kind of go together, but
Red would really be nice on there with the three.
I think
That
so.
would be
I
festive.
think we could add some red ones in there.
I can imagine tomato would be good flavor.
Okay, so our tree's a little crooked, but we're good with that.
Hey, for the first time, I think it looks really good.
So, there you have it. Ham roll-ups, perfect for the holidays.
Valley's Mobile Command Center is coming to a town near you. Stop in at Valley's Mobile Command Center to learn more about our services, see and test some of our products, ask questions, or just to visit with us. Make sure to check your newsletter for specific dates and times when we will be rolling into your town.
Valley Telecommunications, the home team advantage.
Okay, so welcome back. We are going to finish our party cheese ball. We're going to get a little Pinteresty with it here, and we're going to make our little cheese ball into a little festive snowman. So,
And if it doesn't work, I'm going to go out and get snow.
oh dear. Leave that outside. So normally when I make this cheese ball, once I get it to this consistency, I will coat it in chopped nuts. Usually chopped walnuts or chopped pecans are very good. And you can pretty much, I usually stick it in a bowl because that way what I found is it's a lot easier to transport if it's in a bowl. The cheese ball will conform to the shape of the bowl, so you never have to worry about it losing its shape. Sometimes the longer it sits, it might get just a little bit mushier. But as far as cheese balls go, this one really does hold up well. This is a little bit of a messy part here,
That's what they make fingers for.
I guess.
Just as long as you don't lick them and go right back to work.
I won't lick them,
Okay.
I promise. Okay, so we have the body of our snowman. Maybe we won't even need to use all this here. Or maybe we will. I guess if we could put the nuts on him and he would kind of look like he has a little winter coat on. Just a thought. Okay. Always important to have a nice wet rag handy when you're working with sticky stuff. Okay, and now we are going to give him some little buttons. And we're going to give him a little smile.
You guys prepped just like you knew what you were doing.
I tried.
Lisa and I are waiting to see how she does the nose.
Little eyes. And we're going to use a little bit of orange pepper here for the nose. How long a nose does he want to have? We don't want him to look like a unicorn.
Is it setting up or is it laying down?
It's setting up.
Okay.
So maybe we'll...
There you go. Bury it.
How's that?
Hey, that's pretty good.
Okay, we're going to use some little green peppers, green olives with the pimento inside. We're
Just
gonna
hang
give
on,
him-
folks. We get tired or it gets worse.
We're going to give him a little, cute little scarf here. And makes it look like he's, oops, I lost my pimento on that one. Makes it look like he's got a little scarf around his neck. Here, what do you think?
I think that's pretty.
Okay, I'm gonna add some crackers to the edges. Oops, they all gotta go one way. Got one upside down. How does that happen? Okay. And there is our party cheese ball, Mr. Snowman.
That is pretty.
Too pretty to eat?
Oh yeah.
And we'll be back in just a minute. We finished our bean salsa earlier in the show, and it's had a while to marinate. Again, this is a recipe that you do want to leave sit overnight. It actually tastes better the longer you let it sit. So we haven't quite had it sitting that long, but I want to show you the quantity that this makes. Now remember, before you serve it, you do want to drain it. The excess dressing, the oil, will drain off, and it's going to be nice and marinated. So all of the beans and the veggies in here are going to be just like you've cooked them all day.
I snitched a taste, and I tell you, it has got a variety of flavors. Definitely would wake up your mouth.
And you can kind of see with all the excess juice in there, we do have a little bit more than we need. So, this is our bean salsa. And we want to serve it with some tortilla chips. You could also serve it with crackers. We looked for the festive holiday chips, but they didn't have those out yet. But that would have made a nice addition too if you'd had the green and red
Oh
chips.
yes, too early yet.
But we have snow.
Yeah, well, that maybe came too early too.
And here's our finished bean salsa. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Country Cookin'. It was one of our holiday specials
It was.
today.
And it looks special.
It does. I can't wait to eat. I'm going to go through just a few of the items we made here. We did some easy shrimp cocktail. Very easy thing you can throw together when you have people coming for the holidays. It's just simply the pre-frozen tail-on shrimp with cocktail sauce in the center, served in a margarita glass. We have our ham roll-ups, which we used some spinach roll-ups this time, and we made them into a shape of a cute little tree with our little olive decorations. We have our bean salsa, which can be served with either tortilla chips or crackers. We have our very delicious smelling chicken white chili. Again, can be served with either crackers or tortilla chips. And our party cheese ball, in which we did our little take on our seasonal snowman.
And all the recipes can be found.
You can go to valleytel.net. If you go to the video TV page, there is a sidebar that has a link for all of the recipes found on today's show. Thanks for joining us. Have a great holiday season.